What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am the House Hacking Mom, and today's video we are going to be making my balsamic sheet pan pork tenderloin. It is absolutely delicious. I'm going to start off here by chopping up about a tablespoon of fresh rosemary, and I do end up adding a little bit of dried rosemary to this as well because I didn't feel like I had quite enough of the fresh rosemary. And then I used 6 cloves of garlic, and this is going to be going into the marinade for the pork, and we'll just let the marinade sit for a couple hours and really get all those delicious flavors into the meat, and it makes it taste so good. And I'm going to add that into my bowl here along with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So in goes the rest of the dried rosemary, and then we're going to add to that 3 teaspoons of kosher salt, about half a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. I ended up doing about 30 turns on my pepper mill, but every pepper mill is different. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Then we're just going to stir that together really well and add it to the pork tenderloins in a gallon Ziploc bag and put it in the refrigerator to marinate. And the reason using a Ziploc bag works really well for this is because you can push all the air out of the bag, and it helps the marinade to really cling to the meat and not sink to the bottom. Whereas if you were to put it in a dish, the marinade is not going to cover all of the meat at the same time. And even so, I will flip over the bag in the refrigerator a few times. So once you have let your pork marinate for either a few hours, or you can also just do this overnight, which is really nice. And I choose to line my baking sheet with tin foil and then spray it. And then I'm going to be roasting my pork tenderloin with 1 pound of green beans. And I'm just going to oil these and then salt and pepper them to taste. And then I'm just tossing them really well to make sure they're all coated in the oil. And then I'm going to arrange them around the outside of the sheet pan so they will kind of form a ring around the pork. It's always a good idea to tie off the skinny end of your pork tenderloin, so I'm just arranging my twine there in advance to make it a little less messy when I do actually have to tie them. So once you figure out where the skinny end is on the pork tenderloin, you're going to fold that end over to kind of give the whole pork tenderloin about the same size, and that just helps it to roast much more evenly, so that when the fattest part of the pork tenderloin is done, you haven't burned the skinny side. And I just noticed here that there's a big piece of what's called silver skin still on my pork tenderloin. The butcher must have missed it when he cut these, so I am just removing that, and I'm showing you what that looks like, because that can be very tough, so you definitely do not want to leave that on your pork tenderloin if you can help it. And then I'm just going to tie the leftover bit back. So now I'm just going to bake these in the oven, 450 degrees, 20 to 25 minutes, and they turned out perfectly. I do mine to 140 degrees, and then I allow them to rest for 10 minutes. And you can see there why I line it with tin foil, because all that delicious caramelization will bake onto your sheet, and it will be very difficult to get off. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys give it a try. I served it with mashed potatoes, but you could also roast some potatoes on another baking sheet in the oven at the same time, and then you've kind of got all of your dinner going in one place. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I make videos like this every week about frugal living, minimalist parenting, and healthy eating. See you in the next video.